Hey y'all, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, the special education boss. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated at the 504 IEP table, you are in the right place. Every week, I'm breaking down the rules, the rights, and the realities of special education so you can walk into meetings informed, empowered, and ready to make real change. And whether you're a parent, a teacher, an advocate, a school-based member, or somebody who's just trying to do right by a student, this podcast gives you straight talk, real answers, and tools that you can use immediately. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to play sides. I'm here to train people who sit at the table and teach you how to follow the law, ask the right questions, and protect the rights of students. So go ahead and hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change. We're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. Hey guys. Welcome. If we haven't met, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, Special Education Boss, training everyone that sits at the 504 IEP table to navigate and negotiate successful student outcomes. We're so excited about the Epic IEP.
And I am just letting you know that my first order was 10, so I want to attend the summit 10 times, and I know I definitely will get that ability to do that. Listening to things over and over, as far as like in Special Education Academy, I'm always picking up little bits and pieces that I have not actually comprehended before. Or maybe there's so much to absorb, but it's fantastic. Yes.
And the great thing about the book is it is the outline. So that book, every IEP meeting that you do, every evaluation meeting that you do, every evaluation meeting that you tell somebody they didn't qualify, it's everything. It's going to be your resource. And then also in the book, which should we tell them, Cindy? Yes. On the inside of the book, we have little QR codes. That's what the kids use today. And it will have ongoing resources, right? So once you have the book, and all the good looking people are going to get the book, so that's you. Once you have the book, that QR code, there's 3 QR codes in the first inside cover. It'll be ongoing resources. So we will get you reader's guide, templates that we use, how to file documents for open records, all the things that we use to be awesome sauce.
Here's something that people really need to know. The word, it's actionable. When I was reading the book and I had it in my hand and I'm reading it and I'm like, this is so actionable. You're looking to the left and to the right, like, it's that actionable. Anybody can pick it up and do it. Why aren't they doing it?
Yeah, because they don't know. People aren't doing it because they don't know. I've sat with really smart people. I remember and I'm not really smart. I just have learned things over and over again. And I'm allowed to represent families all the way through due process hearings in Texas. For the last 11 years, I've done 4 million mediations. I'm a mediator for the family courts. But people didn't know how to do it. We're so busy teaching them different things every year about feng shui and safe schools and no phones and some phones. We just happened to forget this last 50 years to teach people about special education.
So I'm going to read the next question. And I'm so proud of you for drinking your water there. That is great.
Cindy makes me drink water. Do you guys drink water? I don't know. We lived through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s without any water, but now we have to drink water.
Yes, hydration. It is a non-negotiable, ma'am. And I'm watching.
She's watching.
Currently, a teacher of 12 one-to-one, and I have 9 one-to-one TAs. I feel like 9 isn't even enough. What do I do?
I bet you're on the East Coast. That's a model that we have on the East Coast. I don't know why we have that model. If you have children that need one-to-one and every child in the room needs a one-to-one, I don't know if that's the right setting. I don't know if that's the right ratio. I just am not a fan of one-to-ones for a billion reasons. But if you're in a classroom where everybody has a one-to-one and you said there were 12 children and 9 paras, I think we're missing 3 people. Are they in the hall? Are they at the bus line? Where are those other 3 people? I have a kiddo that I'm serving in New Jersey. Let's hear it for New Jersey. And every kid has a one-to-one in this behavior class. And it's not the setting that this kiddo needs. But yeah, where do we put in our pre-order information? So you go order the book wherever you want to, Amazon, Books a Millions. Then you come back to the epic-iep.com and put in your information. Thank you guys for the orders. And it will release a picture of me that you can carry in your pocket all the time. I'm just kidding. It has an arrow around it. You're going to love it.
Your business card, ma'am.
It's a business card.
I always have it.
Yes. So, yeah, go put your information in at the epic-iep.com so you can get your bonuses. We'll put you in the, what is it called? The Epic IEP Book Club. You like a book club, don't you? Where I'm going to do trainings in there before and after it comes out. We also have upgrades for school districts or agencies that buy a large number of books and then want me to come and train them. So if you're interested in that, just go to the epic-iep.com/upgrade and you can look at those upgrade numbers and the extra bonuses that come with them. Your content helped us a bunch until we decided to homeschool. Life is easier now. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Our school has insinuated having a mental health evaluation on every student. What are your thoughts about this?
Why would you waste money on stuff you didn't need to do? We don't do that. We don't do that. We evaluate children that have suspected disabilities who may be in need of special education and related services. 300.111. That's it.
Do you have experience with Synergy?
I don't know. What is Synergy? I saw that. It was like is that like a brand name of something?
That's a great question. It's from the Scholar 2594 if it comes in on the bottom.
Is that an energy drink?
Good question.
Well, I like an energy drink, Cindy. Yeah.
Love the pink cup. Oh, boom, here's mine.
Yeah.
As a new process coordinator, teachers are not getting a copy of the IEP, and it really grinds my gears. Just want you to know.
Thank you. Somebody said, is Cindy Googling it? Are you Googling it, Cindy?
I normally would. However, I'm afraid that if I Googled it, I would.
Yeah. Let me Google it. I'll Google it here. And it's a letter to Congress, but I will Google it while I'm learning, y'all. Oh, or maybe so she said Synergy is an IEP program. Is it a software? So here's what I think is funny. It's not funny, but most of the training that school districts get for special education are from vendors who are selling you something. That's interesting. Let me type this in on the great internet. Do you guys have the internet where y'all live? There's Gina. Say hi to Gina Whitsitt. We miss you, Gina.
Oh, I love her new hairdo. I've seen it in a lot of her awesome videos. It looks epic.
There's a letter? I don't know. A new hairdo?
Yes.
I'm going to need to see that, please.
So shiny. Cute.
Duties. So now that I'm trying to Google stuff while doing a live, I'm not doing that very good. Everybody say hi to Gina. Hi, Gina. So, of course, now I can't find it because I'm trying to Google it, but we will get that to you.
Absolutely. Hey, I inherited it. I inherited an IEP student who is ED, has no services, not even social skills. What are your thoughts? What do I do?
We need to get to the table and write a more appropriate IEP for the student to make progress appropriate in light of their unique circumstances.
What adaptive score is needed to qualify for MID setting?
So I'm not a fan of putting eligibilities in categories. However, if you have an intellectual disability, your IQ is going to be somewhere between 2 deviations from the norm, around the 0 to 2 percentile. Additionally, you would have 2 areas in formal adaptive behavior that are not in the normed and average range.
Who is responsible for the instruction, the general education teacher or the special education teacher?
The general education instruction is a responsibility of the general ed teacher, those core content teachers, and any specially designed instruction is the obligation of the special educator, which then can be replicated and reinforced by a paraprofessional with 3 criteria. You ready for the 3 criteria? You ready, Cindy?
I am.
Okay. Directly supervised, close proximity, frequent contact with a special educator. Just those 6 words. Directly supervised, frequent contact, and close proximity. If you're meeting that obligation with the paraprofessional, then we are crushing it.
What can I do? My child is making noises in class and getting into trouble due to her ADHD.
So is that the parent asking?
That is the parent asking. Autism mama.
Yeah, so then we need to sit down at the table and figure out a way to intervene, right? If there's a characteristic for a disability that impacts her access to the general ed curriculum, then we need to write an IEP goal, maybe a support and a strategy to teach her replacement behavior.
The school told me they make all medical decisions during school hours. They wanted me to override my doctor's notes. Thoughts?
I didn't know you could override doctor's notes. That sounds problematic. No, we don't override doctor's notes. Oh, there's Paige. Say hi to Paige. I know Paige.
Hi, Paige. Aww, that makes me feel special.
Somebody said close proximity is redundant. If approximate your... Oh, I don't know what the rest of it says. So it's not my words. They're the legal words in ESSA. They started out in NCLB, No Child Left Behind, which started in 2001. And then, of course, Obama authorized it as ESSA, Every Student Succeed Act, in 2015. So it says the definition of direct supervision is met when there is close proximity and frequent contact. So if proximate, you're already close. I know, but they had to write those 3 phrases and people are still confused about what it means. They're like, yeah, I had a lady say the other day, I said, so if you're the principal and I'm the PE coach in the gym, are you supervising me? And this is what she said. Are you ready? Are you ready? She said, I am supervising everybody in the building. We need to have her run a daycare. If she can supervise 1,100 people and not see them, you are a superstar.
What can she do lunch duty?
She did the ugly face duty. She was tiny, so I think maybe she was just hungry. I think she just needed some chicken with the skin on it.
Why do schools shy away from IEPs just because a child makes good grades?
I think the bulk of it is poor training. Most people at schools were trained by their boss, their mentor, and their leader. And you would assume that person was telling you the absolute truth. And I think that they're telling you the truth that they've been told. We are working at the federal level, and we're actually working at the state level to change continuing ed requirements. There are more continuing ed requirements for people in the United States that change tires for a living than there are for special education. There is no requirement ever in any state that an educator ever get a continuing ed credit after they've graduated college. Ever. So you want the guy that changes your tires to know what he's doing for a living, right? Because it could impede your ability to successfully drive or be hurt, right? And we are working with the state right now. We have a great representative that is helping us write a bill so that part of your continuing ed hours must be a couple of hours for special education, but not ever having any, then that means we're all learning from somebody else with a good heart that we work with.
My daughter struggles with organization and turning in assignments. What can I do for her to help her?
We need to write an IEP goal to self-manage her disability, right? So there's lots of things that I do so that my day is successful, but nobody taught me that in school. If they'd taught me that in school, I would have done better in college, because I didn't know that you had to be organized in college. I didn't know that you had to get yourself up. I didn't know that you had to give yourself 30 minutes to walk across campus. I didn't have any of those like daily study skills. So I think those are things that we could teach anybody, but we can teach her a system that works with her and aligns with the characteristics of her disability.
Oh, that autism mama said she does not have, for the noises the child is making in class and getting in trouble, she does not have an IEP or a 504.
Oh, good news. We're going to get one. Just say, my friend Karen Mayer Cunningham said that you would help me get an IEP. I look forward to coming in and signing notice and consent. Just write that in an email if I've never met you. Just say, my friend Karen Mayer Cunningham said that you would help me get an IEP to enable my student to make progress appropriate in light of her unique circumstances. People use my name in emails all the time. I've never met them. I had a lady one time, the district is terrified of you. And I was like, because I trained so many people, I was like, remind me, when did I teach you? She goes, oh, you've never taught me. I just tell them that you're my advocate and you could come. I was like, oh, so threatening. I'm not opposed. Like, yeah, that's fun, right? You just tell people when we're starting the IEP, you'll give me 5 minutes, Miss Cunningham's parking, and then just watch all the color drain out of their face.
I may or may not have done that.
Just for fun. On a fun Friday.
Or log in with your credentials accidentally to a meeting. Then see the blood drain from their face.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. How do you ask the district to evaluate for dysgraphia? They said they don't test for that.
I don't want you to test for dysgraphia. I know. I don't want you to test for dyslexia. I don't want you to test for dyscalculia. I don't want you to test for any of the dysses. I want you to test my student in all areas of full cognitive evaluation to include all 7 Gs, formal achievement to include reading, writing, math, OE, and LC, oral expression, listening comprehension. And if in fact they have any of the dysses, dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, then those things will show up in complete testing, because I would rather have the eligibility of a written expression than one of the dysses. Because often with the dysses, we don't get much intervention. So with an SLD, a specific learning disability, and there are 9, we're guaranteed specially designed instruction.
Is it true that special education was moved from federal to the states? And if so, what does that mean? Why do I keep hearing this?
Because it's more disinformation. So education is not a federal requirement. You do not have a federal right to have education. That's a state requirement. So states have always been required, have a duty for education. Federal laws are implemented because they're federal acts. So the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, Educating All Handicapped Children Act of 1975, those are all federal acts. Those are civil rights, and those are enforced at the federal level. So there is conversation, movement, allegations, I don't know, that special education is being moved to another department. And we can do a training on this because I feel like people need it. So the Department of Education oversees 13, or if you count sub offices, 17 offices. So the Department of Education oversees these federal offices. So those federal offices will not go away. If in fact, at some point there is no Department of Education at all, then all of those offices would go to another department.
School psychologist told my son that college would reject him if he was in special education. Thoughts?
I would tell her, I reject your spoken word ridiculousness. And I would say, I didn't know you had a crystal ball. My mom's is in the shop, not expected to be repaired. Well, there's a great book called Normal Sucks by Jonathan Mooney. It's an amazing book. I heard him present. He has ADD. You should go buy the book, Normal Sucks. And he was told all of those things about how incapable he was. And he graduated with, I think, a double major, but one of his majors from Brown was in literature because somebody believed in him instead of telling him how incapable he was.
I got poked in the eye with a pencil, and I'm a paraprofessional in a self-contained classroom. What can I do about this?
Yeah, I would reach out to leadership and ask them, what are we going to do about this? And do we need to write a new IEP? Do we need to do an FBA? So somebody said, do you think students and families that have IEPs currently have anything to worry about? No, we have nothing to worry about. We have nothing to worry about. I used to believe the news. Now I don't believe anything. My mamaw, when I sat with my mamaw in 1971 and we watched Watergate, she said, Karen Marie, only believe half of what and none of what you hear. And I really believe that now. When something's finalized, it'll be finalized. But federal acts and offices aren't going anywhere. They might be going from their current address, but they're not going away. Special education is a justice issue. It's a civil right. And somebody said funding for special education. So special education at the federal level, IDEA should have been funded at 40%. Right now it's funded between 9 and 11%, which is why we continue to go to Washington, D.C. and have been meeting for a year and a half with Congress people. Do we say Congress people? Even at men and women Congresses people and senators. And I think that's great because special education is not a partisan issue. There's nobody that we talk to or work with that is not impacted by it. So I'm worried that IDEA is not fully funded, so we will continue to go to the federal level to get it fully funded. However, more money at a broken system won't make things better. So we need to have a mechanism, which we're working on the state level with, a mechanism for districts that choose to deny students special education and related services, that there is a sanction for that. Because there are some districts that are receiving state and federal funds, and those state and federal funds don't exactly get to the classroom. They don't exactly get to the teacher. They go somewhere, not always sure where that is.
Maybe I should have opened my door and it could have just wafted in.
It wafted in. There's waftage.
Washington State, 8th grader, reading at a 2nd to 3rd grade level. What can I do for my daughter?
So there's an amazing product called Learning Ally. Learning Ally, so learningally.com. The gold standard would be Kurzweil, Kurzweil. Either one of those I would invest in as a parent. They're phenomenal reading programs that can really help kiddos that really struggle to read. So I would invest in one of those and ask your district to give you the licensure at school so that they can start to work on that.
I met with a district lawyer in Michigan meeting, and he was very threatening. Thoughts?
He probably has bad manners. I don't know why so many district attorneys bully people, but when you're a bully, it's because you're not good at what you do. That's just the end of it, right? So, good news, school district attorney, not your attorney. They're the attorney for the school district. But if that is happening, I certainly would file a complaint, a federal complaint with the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights for retaliation. And believe me, I file those all the time. And you know what happens to attorneys that act like that? Cat got your tongue? I had a lady that was screaming. And I don't mean like yelling, because I come from a long line of yellers. We're from Texas, like screaming at me in the meeting. So I just took the little transcript from my auto recording and the audio, and I sent it to the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights. The complaint got open. Next meeting, the attorney was there, and like the beginning of the meeting when people introduce themselves, she went like this, "Hey," and she didn't say anything the rest of the meeting. Bullies don't do really good when they're exposed.
This is such an apropos question. What happens if a parent is yelling at the meeting? Would it be appropriate to stop the meeting because they're screaming?
It would be appropriate to stop the meeting if anybody is screaming. Especially it's very emotional, right? And certainly we understand being upset and talking passionately, but nobody's screaming. We're not going to have that. I am very efficient with my time. I know that there are some advocates that their modality is just to drag out the meeting and see how much I can file on billing the client. But if a meeting's going awful, I will just go, you know what, Cindy, it looks like we are struggling to communicate successfully today. So let me get my book out and let's look at reconvening in a couple weeks. So somebody said, when do you think OCR will get back to the open cases? So the open cases are still open. I have been in communication with OCR. Obviously, we had 11 offices and now we have 5. But the OCR has been slow, whether it was a Democratic leader in office or a Republican leader in office. As my dad would say, the Office of Civil Rights does not work on commission. And the problem with the Office of Civil Rights is because they don't just cover schools. So if there's a case for the Office of Civil Rights that is bigger than my case that Mikey didn't get his accommodations, then you get bumped down. Obviously, the Dallas office was closed. Depending on where those were in Texas, those were divided up. But I still am in communication with OCR, and I'm very thankful for the way that they do an investigation. I would love for OCR and IDEA go to the Department of Justice, because denying a child their civil rights is a justice issue. So if anybody wants me to ask my opinion, you don't have to, because I gave it to you. No need to ask. I'll just tell you.
So it's
crystal clear.
I believe I need a lawyer. My special education son has been discriminated, restrained, disciplined, has referrals and suspensions. Thoughts?
So in special education, I would get an attorney as your last recourse. A good advocate, and there are good advocates out there. Myself and my team, we advocate nationally. I don't think that there's much that you could get done in an IEP meeting or a 504 meeting that a good advocate couldn't get handled. There are obviously steps if you need to file a state due process hearing, if you need to file an appellate case, those sorts of things. But I would recommend that you do an attorney as the last step, because once you get an attorney, they get an attorney, and then nobody's talking. It's just the attorney's talking. However, what's best for your family is such a personal decision, not mine. But I would reach out to your state. Your state will probably have a list of attorneys in their state and or advocates that you could reach out to.
My child has dyslexia, and the teacher refuses to accommodate for spelling. Help!
Well, that's silly. Yeah. So I would just put an accommodation. It's not about the teacher accommodating. We have to follow the accommodation. So I would say we need to have a meeting and get an accommodation added. No penalty for spelling errors. And so that goes on the accommodations a lot.
Oh, and that mama just wrote in as well. The prior teacher did a multiple choice spelling test. That was better.
Yep, I have heard of that. My spelling, though, is terrible. I still think there's an E in potato. And I don't care what you say, Cindy. In my potato, there's an E.
Oh, maybe that E has, like, extra taste.
Yeah. It's an exceptional potato.
What do you do for a student that is in desperate need of taking a shower and the school will not do anything about it? How do we help this student?
Yeah, so if that's the situation, I might ask for, I'd call an IEP meeting and just say that he has personal care needs. And we're always teaching a student to be successful in life. And right, that's one of the things that we have to teach students. We have to teach students without disabilities. I had 2 boys, and if I could have all the hours of my life back arguing with them about taking a 5-minute shower, I'd probably have another year back of my life. But I would ask for an in-home parent training evaluation so that if a child has a skill or needs a skill that needs to be executed and delivered and mastered in another setting, we can work on that.
Should I ask for a behavioral assessment first because my kiddo is having redirection issues?
Redirection issues don't require a behavioral evaluation. I'm asking for a behavioral evaluation because I've done everything that I know to do in the classroom to mitigate it, and we're not making any gains. But if there are other behaviors that are impeding his learning, then you might ask for an FBA, a functional behavior assessment, a psychological evaluation, consideration of counseling as a related service, a student interview. You can really open up that psychological evaluation.
Can schools refuse to test students for a disability? I'm in a district that has refused Evans.
So then you've been a witness to a crime. The federal law says that we evaluate children who have suspected disabilities who may be in need of special education and related services, which is why people need to join the academy, because all we train on is federal law. And the reason that people are not getting gains and movement in meetings is they talk about what they want and what they think that their kids should have. But until you are good enough at the meeting to back it up with federal law, expectations, and requirements, you may not be as impactful as you need to be at a meeting.
Okay. My wife uses the spritz kind. Oh, gosh, that's funny.
I just got a big package of dude wipes today. Do you guys know about dude wipes? Best thing. For big dudes, little dudes, all the dudes. Do you know about the dude wipes, Cindy? They should sponsor me.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're big, right? My son works and he has 2 full-time jobs and he's a professional bowler. And so a lot of times he's working and then going to bowl, which is a stinky thing to do. And so obviously he's not going to have time to go home and shower, but we love a dude wipe. It's better than giving a 15-year-old a package of baby wipes because they're not babies, they're dudes.
Correct. And when you keep them in your car, they don't dry out. You know how some baby wipes you get dried out? These are fantastic.
They're fantastico.
This one's similar to the one that we just had. My son is having redirection, participation, distraction issues. We have an IEP soon. What do you think I should ask for or do for him?
First, you want to make sure that you have the right eligibility. You want to make sure you have the right eligibility. Sometimes we have the wrong eligibility. And then what are the characteristics of that eligibility? So one of the reasons I want you guys to get the DSM-5, which we have on, just go to Special Education Academy, it's in our bookshelf, is it actually tells you the characteristics of disabilities. So ADHD has 16 characteristics. And often we will have what I call invisible disabilities, and we think that they're not motivated, they don't want to, it's non-preferred. It's a characteristic of their disability, and so we need to dial that down first. And if you had a good evaluation, that evaluator will have their evaluations, identify deficits, and at the end of their evaluation section, they will have recommendations. So what is the name of the book? So that book is the Epic IEP. This book is the DSM-5. It's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. I don't know what kind of paper's in here, but this book weighs 742,000 pounds, doesn't it, Cindy? It's the heaviest book ever created in the world. But you need, this is so good to understand the characteristics of neurological differences so that you can speak effectively at meetings. And then, of course, all of you, I'm sure your district gave you this book, right? Give me an emoji if your school district gave you a copy of the federal law. Go ahead, just put it in the emoji. Give me the emoji that your school district, the first day you were a teacher, you got a copy of the federal law.
No emojis.
No emojis. That's weird. Yeah. Wonder why the districts don't give teachers the special education law. Thoughts, Cindy?
They don't even know about it.
Yeah. Or they don't want you to know about it.
Correct. Have you heard of Worldly Wise Structured Reading Program?
Nope.
Is it any good?
Haven't heard of it.
Okay.
But let me just tell you, reading programs are not good. Humans that teach them are good.
Where do we put in our pre-order information?
The EpicIEP.com. The EpicIEP.com.
Oh, 4 people wanted you to know they just purchased your book.
Yay! That means you will be officially a smarty pants in 2026. We should sell smarty pants.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pick a copy of the book, yes.
Yeah.
And that means we'll see them on February 5th for the summit.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Your content helped us a bunch until we decided homeschool. Oh, okay. Yes, you talked about
Thank you.
All righty, here we go. I need to know what Synergy is. Let's see. The software that evals, reports, and IEPs are written in is called Synergy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the EdTPA for special education?
Is that another vendor? Is that a brand name?
I'm not sure. It's from Christy, just in case you come in on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What are your... Oh, that is the same question. Okay, here we go. Can I request a retroactive if special education teacher is not certified and my daughter earned an F.
So you can always ask for compensatory time if you were denied a free or appropriate public education. Absolutely. Somebody said they have their first meeting tomorrow. I have a meeting tomorrow. What are some strategies or recommendations that you could give? Write down your comments, questions, and concerns tonight. You will not remember them in the meeting. Going to the grocery store starving, and you went for one thing, white, tall kitchen trash bags, and you leave with $500 of the groceries and no trash bags. Write everything down that you could possibly have a question about. Love you guys. Everybody got the book, the Epic IEP, so that you can be epic at your next IEP meeting. This is a powerful playbook that I wrote for parents, educators, and advocates navigating the special education system. It's the exact same 7 frameworks that I use and have used for 100 million years, and I'm so glad that you guys are going to have it. It's a book of hope. It's a book of action, and you'll finally understand what are all the components of the IEP and how they are sewn together in a way that anybody can do it. And so we're super excited. So we love you guys. If you need something, let us know. advocate@specialeducationacademy.com, and we'll see you guys on the next training. Hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change, we're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody.